Hello. Ooh. Our dear Ysdred has gone back into the gloom.
Yes.
How are we all doing tonight? Yeah?
Great.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Right. So, things are about to get interesting, aren't they? As you've
Yeah, that's how you as a DM call them.
I mean, sure. And as we last left off, you had jumped out from the boat at the center of the lake at downfall, and are headed into what seemingly should be the the Hag's hut, Bavlorna. What have we learned so far about her? If anything.
That
She is
she's allergic to what's that
Wither
name
shins.
again? Wither shins. Thanks.
Yeah, so running counterclockwise, if I remember correctly. Anything's turning counterclockwise. Yes.
She's holding grudges even against her sisters.
Yes. Now, I guess this is let's talk about the nature of hags for a moment, right? And what they call themselves, their definitions. Ysdred, you would know this. Tavaren, you would know this. I mean, all four of you have reasons to know about this, through different backgrounds and education. Hags are more powerful when they create a coven, but the same way that evil always falls upon itself, the reason why hags don't take over the universe is because they can't stand each other. And so they will gather together for a common goal, for a common purpose, but quite often will end up literally stabbing each other in the back. So that is something.
This one was no exception. One of their sisters was on the shit list, I think.
If not both.
I think
Yep.
both.
To the books.
To the book. Let's see. Oh no! Interesting.
Only one.
Only one. Only one.
Yeah, I thought so.
What did we? By the way, you have met now most of the people on this list, as you've met King Gollop. You've met Sir Talavar, and you failed to. Well, not failed because you did not meet Willywag. You did not meet Scab at the Nightshade, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. You know well. And you've met Octavian Melian, the melancholy elf, who Bavlorna stole his heart, not in a good way. Right. So, as you creak, step by step up the ladders, you seem to basically going round this central stone pillar situated right underneath this hut. And as you come up to what seems to be a wooden ceiling or / floor, you just above the staircase, you have a trap door. So, I would ask you, friends, what do you do? And more importantly, because we know what you're going to be doing, right? In what order do you step up?
We have an ally with us.
You do.
Did he come here ever?
No. No.
Does he know something about that place?
No.
That might
Never.
help us.
First time actually on these stairs. I've never gone further than the docks around. No. This is not a place that I would ever venture into.
Other question. Are we able to see the 2 cages hanging from the side of the hut?
Let's see. What cages are you talking of?
Yes. When you see the full hut picture.
No, you would not. But I think that you would maybe hear sort of creaking of rope or chains or whatnot. And maybe just want to check something. Because now you're having me question the map. I would say in this case, no. You would not see them.
Okay.
B14.
The thing that is interesting
I will say, you do hear. I'll say this: you do not see them, or you can just sort of barely, because of the angle and the fog. But I think that just before you can really get a hold of them, you would see maybe the shapes of cages, and you would hear maybe a bit of humming coming from there. But again, all of that is sort of muddled into the general sound of the marsh around you, the lake, and the bullywug serenading each other below.
All right. No, just question because I was on the exterior view.
Okay.
The interesting thing is that the path led us clockwise, but we got back to get the boat. So we are going with the shins to the hut. Actually,
Sure.
Technically.
but that might be.
No, I think it's gonna be more concrete, as in make her turn with her shins, or let's us turn with her shins in her presence, and she's not gonna like it.
Probably, but still, I wanted to mark that point, especially because the path is clockwise.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I think Tavaren mentioned this back when you were on the bigger map, as in you had done the whole
We have
quest
done
line.
the whole map.
The whole map
machines.
was,
Yeah.
So, who knows? It might help.
But
for now, as you, I would know. Well, who steps out first into through the trapdoor?
Plum is
I
gonna
might.
look left and right, like. You wanna go first, Ysdred, or do you want me to go first?
I can go first. It's where I have something to get. After all.
Oh.
Right. Well then, I shall move you to the next map. As we enter Bavlorna's hut.
Ooh boy.
Let's see. Or Bavlorna's cottage.
There's something weird with the lighting.
Yeah.
Is it?
Like.
Yeah.
So there's a few corners that are permanently dark. Like you can walk through them and nothing.
Oh.
It's like it's probably because there's light sources outside.
Yeah.
And it's casting shadows.
Yep.
And it's
But the shadows
not
are a bit.
explorable darkness.
They're not like they're black shadows, so you can't actually see what's
I'll
underneath
just,
it.
I'll just put in. I'll just put
Yeah,
the
because I
dynamic
have dark
lighting.
vision and I don't have that problem.
I also have dark vision now. Haha.
Yeah, me too, but I still don't see through the darkness.
I
There we go.
yes.
Normally you should all have.
That's just.
And actually, you're right. Tavaren, I need to update your token.
Oh, yes.
Dynamic lighting.
Oops.
Night vision 60, right?
Bu- 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 Yes.
Okay, perfect. Update default character. There you go. Right. Oh, and I've. Apologies, dear viewer. Here we are.
Puppets. Of course, there is puppets.
So,
We are not visible.
as you step onto this, it's not slimy, it's grimy, right? As in it feels like a dock that hasn't been maintained in a while, so that you've got that sort of icky, slimy, sort of kind of a slippery kind of texture to the wood around you. A recessed pool lined with moldy clay tiles take up most of this large square room. Stagnant water fills the depression to a depth of 1 foot. Rising from the pool's center is the head of a stone well that gives off an unpleasant, pungent odor. In the corner of the pool stands a tall, dirty, freestanding mirror in an oval frame, and floating on the water is a large lily pad. Creaking wooden floorboards are arranged in 10-foot wide raised walkway around the pool. This walkway is crowded with shelves, tables, stools in all shapes and different styles. Almost every available surface is littered with stacks of dirty plates, scraps of food, and old junk. In a corner, dressing dummies have been pushed together, and a wooden staircase spirals up from another corner. 5 closed doors lead from the room. The floor is yours.
Are the dummies looking like they're meant to resemble specific people?
No. I mean, you would have to maybe sort of examine a bit closer, but they just seem... They literally look like mannequins. Sort of, pretty much like the one that you have there in the back. Sort of, so they look like... dressing dummies,
right.
basically. And most of them are wearing some sort of garment.
I
One
don't know
even has
why,
a hat.
but my token hasn't updated with regarding to my health points.
Yes, same here, but we can do that later. That's
Okay. Let's try reset. Try healing 1 point, for example. We'll try changing the hit points on D&D Beyond. Maybe that could be doing.
oh yeah.
Yep. That fixed it.
Yep, fixed it.
Okay.
Nope, but never mind.
What's your what's your current hit points there, Ysdred?
30.
13.
30.
30.
And you got hit. I don't think you guys rested since. Oh no, you did. You did get a long
We did.
rest.
Yes.
We had a long rest.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
I said 3-0. Enter. Okay, what are you doing here? Okay, there we go.
Yep.
Okay, so What do you do?
Wanted to
Explore
see.
the room a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing
Anna?
Plum is gonna look
Yep.
around.
Yeah.
I think Tavaren is going to head towards the weird dummies in the corner.
Okay. As you step forward, you can see that now a bit better. You see 7 humanoid-shaped dressing dummies standing in the corner. 4 of them are about medium size, and 3 of them are small. About just about a foot tall. 6 of them are adorned with Bavlorna's shoddy home-stitched garments. One of them, however, is completely bare except for a large black hat. Sort of pointy witch's hat.
You know what? I will use some Firbolg magic.
Okay. 30 feet. I have to... Let me have a look here. I just want to check something. Right, okay. I would say, in the interest of not missing something by 5 feet, maybe you activate it just a little bit earlier. And so I can tell you that there are 2 magical items in the room. The one is the mirror, but that is evident because what's a mirror doing in a hag's hut? And the second is the lily pad, actually.
Okay.
But there is nothing else. There is a aura of conjuration magic around the mirror. And do they say anything about the lily? And the lily doesn't. It's It's there's no specific school, but it is an enchanted item.
Enchantments?
Hmm?
Enchantment.
No, I would say when I say there's an enchantment, as in there is a permanent effect applied to the object, it is not necessarily a school of enchantment. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe just wanted to make a Dragon Age joke.
Ah, okay. I didn't get that done. Sorry about that.
Oh, and I'll say that. Oh, the mirror and the lily pad are magical.
Okay.
I'm looking at the weird pool, fountain, whatever situation this is. How deep does it looks to be?
So the pool looks how should I put it? There's a stagnant level of water. It's about a foot tall. In what would be a pool that would sort of seep down, which would be about 3 feet high. So it's about a third filled up. And
The well in the center? Does it look like the other wells that we've seen in other places?
Absolutely, it looks almost identical, at least in construction, not necessarily in shape or size, but or sort of size and sort of height and width. But this is definitely an equivalent to one of the wells that pepper hither.
Okay.
I think Tavaren will step into the water and make his way to the mirror.
Okay. There's a moment where, as you step
Careful.
into the water, there's just the moment where remind me, Tavaren, you walk barefoot, or do you have wear boots as a
barefoot.
Firbolg? Barefoot?
Barefoot.
Okay. There's a moment where, as you step in, there's a slight tingling feeling on your skin, sort of seeping through the fur, almost as if you were stepping into vinegar. So slightly acidic. You can feel the tingling on your skin. Not enough to actually do damage or have any mechanical, for that, but just slightly acidic.
Does it have a smell or?
It does have a smell. This is stagnant water. It really smells like swamp, basically. Which is something that you, as opposed to the swampy lake that is underneath.
And then I'll, I'm assuming that the water doesn't get very high.
No, this is just above your ankle.
Yeah. And then I'll make, I'll walk over to the mirror and have a look in it.
Okay, make a wisdom save. No, I'm kidding. No, you see your reflection, and this is a mirror. There is nothing specific that you can determine as such.
Okay. There's nothing written on the edges or anything like that.
Written as in understandable writing, no, but there are. I would say there are markings that would sort of confirm that this is a magical object. Runes and sigils of such, but illegible to you.
Okay.
But considering that, its position, it must have some importance.
Yeah.
So who saw had the vision of the hag bathing?
Notes. Oh wait.
Not me.
Not.
I did. Might have been me, but I do also now suddenly read a tall, thin figure wearing a pointy black hat. Then a hooded black cloak climbs a rickety staircase leading up to a large vertical house built on stilts. Pointy black hat.
Yes. But yeah, so Tavaren, this is the pool where this vision would have happened.
Yeah.
Not the pointy white hat, but the Bavlorn, the hag, sort of floating on this sort of on this lily pad and having her Lornlings, sort of miniature versions of herself, sort of ladling water on top of her head and body.
Yeah. Tavaren is curious and more curious than is good for him. Probably pokes the mirror.
You poke the mirror. As I said, the mirror seems all the more. It seems normal to the point where it doesn't feel sturdier than a normal. Than a normal mirror, right? As you tink, as you tink it with your nail, it has this sort of a flimsy sign. Kind of. This could technically be a fragile mirror. You could dash it like any from what you would.
Tavaren.
Yes.
I usually mind my own business, but if I might, maybe do not poke too much things in a witch's den.
Well, I wasn't seeing anything, so.
I am just suggesting a bit of caution.
Can I lick it?
I'm sure you wouldn't want your heart taken away or any other trick.
I think I would have to make an actual bargain with the witch for that.
I don't know which is magics, but
Which is which?
It's generally. I don't think I'm gonna lose my heart by licking a mirror.
I'm just saying I do not want you to get in trouble. I do not know how to take you out from.
Okay. Well, we are going to go see a hag here. So I think we're going to get in trouble that we're gonna have some trouble getting out of.
That is true. And that's all I have to say. But I am still worried.
I'll take it. Can I sit on the lily pad?
Uh,
If I walks over there already, like.
I think that's on the range of the dangerous things to do, but who am I to say that?
You see Plum like slowly following and get as close as possible and just watching. Looks like quite comfortable. Maybe could be a good place to sit down and relax. No?
Tavaren will scramble on top of it.
I mean, there's no real scrambling. As you
All right, yeah, it's like the water is this deep, so I can
yeah,
just...
but the thing is, as you step onto it, it sort of it gives a resistance that I mean, I think Plum, you would see this rather than Tavaren being on top of it, right? So Tavaren sort of steps onto it. You lift yourself out of this sort of standing water, and there's just a little sort of bump as the lily pad sort of resists your weight. Plum, you can actually see that it has these, as it lifts just above the water, it has these sort of small, like tendril-like roots that seem to almost push up from the surface of the water.
Interesting.
As in, they do not sink to the bottom.
Well, you're not gonna sink with this. Well, you got like little tendrils under lily pad that make you float a little bit.
Nice.
And I would say Tavaren. I just have to check this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it just stays there, basically.
Can be useful.
Yeah, but yeah, could be. And how is water again?
It's slightly acidic
Yeah.
and murky.
And I am not a smart person, but water that is acidic, that's not a good thing, right?
It's not burning.
Maybe be careful with long time exposure. So maybe get out and
Tavaren sits down on the leaf, looks at his feet, and they just look at their feet and go like, "They haven't changed in color yet."
You bob and you sort of slip off the no. Make me a dexterity saving throw just to not slip off the lily pad. This is just for comedic value. There's no. Yeah.
13.
Okay. You catch yourself. You're good.
just be careful.
A little bit wobbly.
Any advice is good advice, so always be careful. If someone says be careful in a hag's house,
Yep.
Uh-huh.
you
Anna.
don't know what she did
But
with
we
that
also
water.
need to investigate it.
Yes.
Anna, what are you up to? You're still up there with the
Yeah.
mannequins.
Anna has been looking at mannequins, looking at Bavlorna's sense of fashion.
Sure.
Mika?
I was about to say you can make me an investigation check if you wish to
Okay.
know a bit more, but. That's good. Okay.
Might be a waste of a nat 20, but who knows?
You never know.
True.
Well, it's a 21. The craftsmanship is amateurish at best. You do not feel like this would hold on very long, right? The stitching, the materials used are falling and frayed. The stitching is broken here and there. It'll cover a body, but not much more, right? This is the ultimate in fast fashion throwaway clothing in a way. But she tries. Yeah. The only
But
thing.
that's it. Does it feel like she's putting her all in it and it's just bad because she can't? Or does it feel like she doesn't care and it's just clothing because social acceptance says that she needs clothing, or because she might be cold sometimes and so throw on something? Is she a fashion girly or doesn't she?
Okay, let's say this. I'll say this. With the 21, how much do you think Anna would be knowledgeable about medical stitching?
Medical stitching.
As in specifically stitching, stitching muscle or stitching skin, so that kind of thing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask you, my wife, is there any difference in stitching for clothing and stitching for, medical purposes?
Yeah.
Then I would say that you would recognize that this is the wrong kind of stitching. That this is more stitching with regards to stitching up a person rather than actually stitching up clothing.
Okay. Interesting.
I would have said disturbing, but oh well.
Anna's a weird one.
And those, that's a window, right? Just over here?
Yes. I would say one thing, however, which is that the black hat, the pointy black hat, does not look made by her. I mean, to be honest, you do not see the evident stitching of from the other clothing.
Okay.
Well, if I remember well, those two little unique personalities in their little weather balloon were repeating multiple times about charm. About charm talking was away, if I remember well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at my personal notes and
Yeah. It had mentioned you met Bauble and Trinket, and there was a third one called Charm, which apparently was dealing with Bavlorna.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Plum is looking in front of a door. He's gonna do the good old put ear against door. And he's gonna try to listen if he hears something from behind the door.
Make me an investigation check. Or perception. Perception, I guess.
Whoop. 18. Do I hear
18.
something?
No, you do not. No, you do not hear anything on the other side.
Um, I turn to everyone. No sound from this door, so if you want, I can open it and we can continue the exploration.
I'll say
And
this.
I-
I'll say this. To give you an idea, the cottage's walls and floors are made of sort of soft, mossy wood. Extremely humid, as in if you place your hand on a surface, a wooden surface here, it feels spongy and wet between your fingers. Any of the windows, for example, are made to sort of open up from the inside out, but there is so much grime that's sort of on the latch that it has basically been rendered shut. You would need to almost force the window open, which actually means that I am going to go back into night vision mode. Because it is actually pretty dark in this place. So daylight mode is there. You go.
Now it's better. Like the shadows from between the
They work
windows are
properly?
actually shadows
Okay.
instead of dark points.
Yeah. Okay. I can see it. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, but yeah, but that's because you have dark vision. I think Anna doesn't, and for her, it's pretty much the same thing. Okay.
I don't have.
Yeah,
dark
it's
vision
not
needed.
pitch black anymore.
Yes.
Do you want me to open the door while looking at everyone?
I mean, I don't think there's... Unless we want to take the pointy black hat for some reason.
I mean, it was in your vision.
My vision.
Yes.
It's me who doesn't remember that part. Let me check. Where were the visions again?
It would have been one of the last things that you would have in your, and it's the one that's sort of blurred
In
out.
my notes, yeah.
A tall, thin figure wearing a pointy black hat and a hooded black cloak climbs a rickety staircase leading up to a large ramshackle house built on stilts.
Which is basically this place.
Yes.
Yeah, but we already know that
As the figure
hat
approaches...
is...
Hmm?
That the hat is theirs. But there's nothing regarding the hat really in my vision.
Well, not specifically.
So that's why I'm saying...
It probably just means that she has another black hat and a cloak.
Or she just let the
Okay.
hat.
We don't have to take it if you don't want to.
Plum?
Stealing from a hag before we start negotiations seems ill-advised.
While they're discussing about hats, I look if it's a push or a pull door.
Most likely a push.
Like, and Polly's like waiting for an answer. See them continue to discuss, and I just like, okay, push.
Actually,
I open the door.
you know, it's one of those. There's a center latch that sort of opens up, and it can be pushed. It can be pulled or pushed or whatever in any direction. Yeah. You open the door.
Yes, I open the door.
Okay. For some reason, these have not turned to
Doors.
to doors. That is weird. No matter. Come on, delete. There you go. Let's see. What do you see inside? As you open the door, a horse's head leers at you with glossy eyes, its lips drawn back from pointed yellow teeth. It is affixed to a large 8-limbed armature made of wicker and wire, situated so that it faces the doorway where you entered. Near it is a wooden crate. Flies buzz about in this disordered room, landing occasionally on animal carcasses that lie strewn in small piles. On a low table rests an assortment of tools, saws, knives, scrapers, and awls, around several taxidermic subjects in various stages of completion. A shelf that looks on the verge of collapse leans against the wall between two windows and bears the weight of dozens of stuffed horrors. Each one is an artless combination of 2 or more animals. I would say that the crate, Plum, because you write in front of it, bears the name Bavlorna in the same writing that you've seen previously on another crate.
Right. Well, if I saw already this crate, it was at those certain frogs that had an.
It's not the same crate. I'll say this.
But it has.
Yeah, but it has the same kind of writing. Yeah.
It has the same writing on crate with name on it, so we know where it was the end destination of the crate. That's already good. In her hobby room, I guess.
Well, the frogs did tell you that they had a better gift than the book. And yes, this does look like a very strange hobby room. But, Anna, you now understand that she stitches with the same method.
I again have a very black spot just here.
Yeah.
Yes, that's most
Yeah.
likely because it's right in the middle of the windows. And you haven't explored that. So you don't...
I have to. Even if I'm sitting here, it's black.
Yeah, because because you haven't explored it in light, the map doesn't show up.
Mm.
So if I, for example, if I do this, I'll give you let's say bright light 1 foot, and you start moving around, you will see things differently.
Well,
So, what do you do?
Anyone's got a little light? Otherwise I'm gonna light a torch, but if someone has a...
Anna, remind me, you've got a pixie on your head, right, Glint?
Yeah.
Oh right, we had decided that. We decided previously that Glint was a bat, actually. We might want to. We might just change that back to. We'll see that at the break. But I'll allow Glint to cast a light spell if you wish.
Much obliged.
So can somebody just give me the light spell in statistics? I think it's 30-30. Or do you want just the... No, you know what? I'll give you... Glint, I'll give him 20 feet low light. There we go.
Not on the Druid spell list.
Don't worry. I know it's a torch, so... Don't worry. I mean, let's... here we go. Light is 20-20. Okay, perfect. So I'm giving you glint having basically low light for out to 20 feet.
Mm.
Does that mean you can see a bit better?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, now it lights up.
So, anything you want to look around?
Yeah. I think Plum is very curious, and it's gonna investigate around, like not look around, but really like, well, doing an investigation of this room.
Okay. Make me an
Mostly the
investigation check.
box for Anna, I think.
Mostly what?
Check.
The box
Okay. You mean the box with the name?
with a name on.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have 10 minutes past yet.
10 minutes has, I think, it has passed between you lollygagging on the lily pad. But there's nothing magical in this room. I'll say that, and then cut it off there. I think Anna. So Anna, as you sort of open the crate is not nailed shut in any way. And as you sort of peek into it, there is a sudden heavy noise of buzzing as a cloud of insects, a cloud of flies just rush in your direction. They are gone in an instant, hidden around the room and onto the other sort of stuffed animals. But you're just there a bit stunned. The crate is empty. None of anything else. Plum, with an investigation of 2, not much found.
Too distracted by the horse that's looking me right in the eyes.
Yeah, as in, you get this sort of glass eye as you're moving about. You keep looking back at it. The glass eyes almost seems to follow you in the room. And it is not a horse's eye. You can be sure of that. Looks like a large glass eye for a lizard.
I think I'll wait outside. This room gives me a bit of creepers at the same time.
Anybody else want to keep exploring?
You got
Yeah.
the heebie-jeebies,
I'm
Plum?
looking around.
Yes, I have the GBGs. Yes.
Okay, make me an investigation check. If somebody wants to help another, they can have advantage.
I
Except-
can help someone because I am not good at that.
I'll continue investigating the room.
I'll help you.
I'm probably just getting distracted by the little unfinished creatures on the shelf and go like, ooh.
Anna,
It's a good thing I have some help on this.
Yep.
I mean, there's not much to say. Mostly, well, I guess maybe one thing. Along the tools, the specimens, whatnot, you can see that on the table there's a small box with drawers that seem to contain glass eyes, and of all shapes and sizes and of all types of animals, except for one eye, which is made of wood.
Why does that ring a bell?
I have no
I
idea.
made of wood. Doesn't ring a bell on my side.
Then I'm just imagining things. Okay. Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's me. Except for the cloud of flies, is there something interesting in the box, or is it just
No,
a cloud
it
of
is.
flies?
It is completely. It is completely empty.
Okay.
Well,
Uh,
it's empty in the fact that there's nothing. But you can. There's a smell of rotten sort of meat or stale blood that seems to come in. This crate has held dead animals, basically.
Yeah.
Why is there broken plates everywhere?
He doesn't like doing the dishes,
Who does?
Yeah, that.
I guess.
Yeah, true that. I know at other side there was also a door, so we could check there also.
Okay, let's go through here though.
Through here?
Isn't that why we came in?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
trapdoor is where you guys came in.
Yeah,
We need to go
but
up.
if we have to circle in any way, shape, or form, I would prefer retracing my steps.
No, okay, well,
You,
we have.
also, you're going
Widdershins.
Widdershins.
Yeah.
We-
And we have 2 rooms over here. 1, 2, even 3 actually. Maybe a
Yes.
balcony? Who knows?
Well, we could start here and then go up and
Yeah.
see if it's something interesting. So,
Open the door here, in front of you. There.
yes,
Okay. Again, it is not locked. And there's just, I guess, too much. You have to sort of force it a little bit because of the gunk that has sort of set itself up into the hinges. But other than that, you find a sort of you find yourself in a large cupboard, standing alone in the dark room just in front of you. The fine scrollwork frames the cupboard's 2 doors, which are bridged with a circular panel of dark wood. The panel is inlaid with a silver hourglass sigil. To say that again?
What was the name of the coven again?
What was the name of the coven?
it was something with hourglass that I remember.
Yep, which is why I remembered.
And I didn't know it. I didn't remember if I told you or if it's just. But yeah.
Packed with the Hourglass Coven. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so simple and a dirty hourglass coven. Okay.
It was the troublemaker, the Kenku troublemaker that's
That told us.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
which explains why we were all a bit foggy on it.
Hmm.
Do you mean it's been a while?
Been a while.
It's been, yeah.
This was October.
I don't want to be unpolite, but I cannot see in darkness and I do not have light. Can someone enter, please?
Yep.
Well, I can
Yeah.
see in darkness now. Haha.
Oh,
See?
look at you looking in darkness. What amazing.
He is a monarch.
Well, I'll let you inside. This room is too tiny.
So there's like a chest.
It's not a chest. It's a cupboard. And while you don't necessarily see there's where the cupboard would normally open, you have the seam of the cupboard, the 2 doors. There's that sort of silver disc with an hourglass on it.
Do we open it?
We good?
Well,
I mean, if
Let's
there's
go.
no obvious door.
No, there is.
I
Okay.
mean, if we're going to explore but not do anything with the exploring, then let's go upstairs.
yeah, no,
Oh.
let's explore.
Okay.
An open door, yes.
Yes. Tavaren
Um,
will just.
so are you trying to open the cupboard?
Just a minute.
Yep.
Just a minute.
What?
Everyone out.
Uh.
I do have a mage hand, and I know how to use it.
Is that
That sounds.
that sounds threatening, even though it is not.
A threat or a promise? I don't know.
Anna's gonna open the door of the cupboard with her mage hand while everyone is out of the room.
So, just to be clear, right? Imagine two door cupboard. You can see the seam where the two doors might open, but bridging, so overlapping the two sides of the door, is this wooden disc with an hourglass symbol.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So as you go and you try to pull open the door, something's locked. Something's locked. It's locked, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now we know that it's locked. I just didn't want someone to open it and then get caught by a trap.
At least we know.
Do you want me to try to break it open? Flexes with muscles.
Yes.
Well, if Monarch says that he gives permission, I
Okay.
could try it. It looks with a little bit like, yes. Okay, well. And he's gonna waddle to the door.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my force or my athletic force
Okay.
to try to break it open.
Okay. Go ahead. Let's roll for
And I'm-
athletics.
And I'm not gonna rage because it's soggy wood. Because I'm afraid that I'm gonna break through it if I get big. Yeah. So bibbidi bobbidi boo. Boop. That is. Oh my god! Yes. Yes.
Wow. Well, you get your inspiration back.
It's
By the way,
that's-
Tavaren, same thing because you rolled that 1 on investigation.
Your inspiration back.
Well, that's a great start to the. I mean, wow.
At least it's out of the system. That's already good.
I think the idea is actually here's the thing. I think as you grab it, because how much do you have in strength?
18.
18. So it's not a matter of strength, right? It's the matter of not getting what you want. So what I think happens is that you grab it as you start pulling. It is a sturdy cupboard. And as you pull, expecting flimsy wood, you expect to just grab it and sort of pull it apart. Except you pull it towards you. And little Plum is now faced with the very real reality of this cupboard just falling on top of you. With a heavy thud falling on top of you. You are strong enough to sort of hold it, so I'm only going to ask you to roll 2d4. Actually, you know what? Let's make it 3d4.
Quite generous of you.
Can I help him? I'm just behind him.
It's happening at quickly at the same time. So
Yeah, but I might just grab you by the neck and pull you
Grabbing him is going to be more difficult than actually holding up the actual cupboard, because he is literally at its base and this cupboard is falling over him. I will no, you know what? I will allow Ysdred for you to take half damage, and Plum will take half damage.
it's fine. Let me deal with the double ones for once. Jesus.
Okay. So, boom,
okay.
and you can hear Plum, you especially because you're under the thing, but Ysdred, you can hear there's a sort of an avalanche of small items hitting the inside of the wood, like if you had a chest of Legos moving around, basically. But now Plum is basically pinned underneath this cupboard.
I am digging him out.
Can I try again to push the thing back in place?
Yeah, so you're gonna need need somebody to sort of lift it up and then pull Plum in as he's completely pinned underneath.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Make me a strength check. Make me an athletics check.
Who? What? Me
Ysdred.
also, or
Ysdred is,
Okay.
yeah. Plum, if you want to make an athletics check as well.
Sure, why
That's
not?
only a 12.
12, okay.
That's
And
not
Plum-
a big roll for me.
Well, I'll say this, Ysdred, as you're starting to pull, you're feeling the weight of this piece of furniture, and then all of a sudden it just gets lighter. As Plum strongmans himself back up to his feet and just bonks the cupboard back into its place. You can see the two spots on the floor where it had basically ripped up the moss, so there were two little circles of clean on the wood, and now poof, right back into its spot.
You win this time, cupboard. Next time, I shall win against you.
At
I
least
will say-
it's open now.
No, it's not.
It's not.
But
I saw the content.
No, if
spirit.
you heard.
You heard.
Oh. Okay.
There you go. At least we know something is inside.
I will say that as you were sort of picking it up, you notice that the hourglass is instead of being sort of so the hourglass shows most of the sand sort of going from the top to bottom, but you notice that the hourglass is slightly tipped to the side.
I related information to the smarter people of the group.
Just turn it.
Try turning it upside down.
Well, just
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
wither shins.
You want me to wither shin? Yes.
Turn it wither shins. Yes.
It does not turn.
okay.
You lock it back into place with Widdershins. Remember, if this is Baz
He's
Lorna's
allergic to
cupboard,
it, so yeah,
she's
she
not
would
gonna.
definitely.
Okay. I'll.
I can be pretty sure that this one turns clockwise.
Yes.
I listen to the instructions of my companions and I turn it in the side
You
to
turn
the
it
nice.
as soon as the hourglass is upside down from its original position. You hear a click and the door opens, and there you can already see from the disturbed contents. As you open the door, you can see loose buttons sort of fall onto the floor.
Buttons. That is speaking to me of the carnival, but I'm not sure
we
it
gave
has a
buttons.
link.
We give buttons to man with
Yeah.
creature and yes, but
But I'm not sure it's linked.
I'll just open the door completely and be like, well, it was hard battle, but we are victorious against cupboard. Yes.
The inside of the cupboard is it's not a very deep. Well, no, let me rephrase that. What you can see is that the back of the cupboard is filled with little drawers of various sizes and shapes, right? Going from circular to rectangular to large and most of them have sort of in the fall have been sort of jostled open, and now you can see just falling onto the floor. These drawers are filled with trinkets, knickknacks. So I mentioned buttons. There's cutlery from different sets. So none, you'll find 2 spoons, but they don't resemble themselves. Can't find a fork and knife to match. You'll find bundles of what seems to be letters tied up in twine. You'll see old, frail, coiled up belts, pressed flowers, loose petals. There's a horseshoe. And right next to feathers from various types of birds, a chipped teacup that just is just sort of lying in now completely smashed, and so forth.
I'll look through it because I am still looking for my stuff, whatever might it be.
As you're looking,
And I'm take a look at the shoe holes because
the horseshoe.
that's a thing of interest to me. But I'll go through it.
There's nothing here that's like I said. Nothing here has particular value to you or to any of your group, right? This is a rusted horseshoe, which apparently smashed into what used to be a chipped teacup. Bits of paper, parchment, and assortment of buttons and stuff. But I would say that all of them seem to come from different sources. Some of these items are old, very, very old, and others are fairly new, unmarred by time or by the humidity of this place.
Okay.
If nothing is important, we could continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
But and nothing that because nothing important to us, but nothing important to those that we encountered.
That we've met.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything being mentioned about a horseshoe or a cup.
I don't remember either, but
No, none of that.
okay then.
Okay. Moving forward?
Yep.
Okay. Next door, I guess. Do 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 do. Oh, it's funny. They actually. Huh, that's fun. They numbered the rooms clockwise.
Ah,
I don't know. Maybe it means something.
That's how most people do it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's open. I'm guessing, Plum, you're going to open that door there.
sure.
I mean, you tell me.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. In this particular room, you see scraps of cloth and bundles of yarn that are piled through. There
was no door here?
Oh, sorry, that door right there. Yes. Because let's see.
I mean, considering that we were doing weirder
Yeah, no, you're right. So in this particular door, sorry. You see a flight of stairs running along the outside wall of the cottage, with wooden doors at the top and bottom of it. A rickety railing hugs the edge of the staircase, which looms above the foggy lake. A steady droning sound comes from a shadowed corner above the door at the top of the stairs. So actually, technically, you should have light here. Give me a second. Yeah, that's not, okay. Unfortunately, that is not going to work. Okay. They did not communicate. So the stairs go up, basically.
Yes. Some more stairs.
Well, we go
Oh, those
up
are
or-
the outside stairs that we've seen. Probably.
True.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we can go upstairs or open last door and then continue. What would you like to do, everyone?
Let's finish this level first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Waddle to next door.
Okay. So, back to this door. This is, as I mentioned, this is storage for fabric and yarn and and something like that. But the fabric seems to be... Here's the thing. The fabric seems to be not of full bundles, but they were made... You can see long strips of cloth that seem to be coming from half a cut-up clothing.
Yeah, so she's transforming fabric that she gets
Yeah.
or something.
Are you looking for any? Are you looking through it, or are you just the?
Quickly, I would say, just parse, see what type of fabric and if anything is recognizable.
I'll help you with that.
Okay, make Anna, make me an investigation check with advantage.
Yep.
No, 21, nice.
Yeah, I'm rolling 21s tonight, apparently.
So as you're looking through the clothing, it's discarded clothing, right? It looks like it looks like a pile of clothes from the Petit Rien that's just been shredded into different pieces and different lengths. There's no order here. You get anything from from linen to silk to cotton. Well, cotton. Any of types sort of. But you do find two things that maybe strike your fancy. You find two 1 foot tall pincushions that are shaped into humanoid forms. One of these pincushions is mounted on a tiny wooden rocking horse, and the other has a pair of wooden wings. Now, I'll be clear about that. This is not a voodoo doll situation where it looks realistic. Right? This is a pincushion, so it is round, fluffy, but one is mounted on a rocking horse, and the other one has sort of pinned into its back two wooden wings.
Okay.
I'll walk towards the winged one.
Okay, which is about your height, I guess, about your size. It's about as humanoid as a gingerbread cookie, right? Gingerbread man. So just sort of T-pose and sort of you can't see any specific features, facial features, or anything else like that.
This is strange.
But yes, they are the size of Plum.
I'll just look at it, see if there's something else interesting on it. Sigils, drawings.
Couple of pins.
Nothing interesting for me? No, I'll go back with others.
I mean, yeah, the pins are a bit slight. The pins aren't solid enough to serve as a dagger for you, but you know.
Would have been interesting.
Actually, you know what? You could actually. I'll say this: you can grab one to serve as a dagger if you wish.
Nah. My father always said not touch things in places like this, you know?
Aww. And I just thought up with the name of a dagger as well.
Pinprick?
pain prick.
Oh. Very nice, very nice.
But yes.
And
You know, dagger that does psychological damage. Rather than... Anyways, moving on.
Well, that was the everything that we could explore here. So
Let's go up.
So which way are you going up? There are two stairwells, right? You've got the one on the outside, where you're standing, and you've got another one which is sort of a circular staircase up in the north west corner.
oh yeah, true.
Do we just take the the indoor one?
yeah,
It goes with her shin, so
All right. No, I think it goes clockwise. looks like
No, it's going counterclockwise. Yep.
So that's why the hag constructed an extra outside staircase.
Maybe. Up to B7. Okay. Just everybody bunch up, and I will transport you. Okay. Don't move.
wiggle, wiggle.
Don't you dare.
I'm moving.
Boop.
Oh shit! You didn't pick me up because I was moving.
Yeah. There you go.
thanks.
Okay. B9. B9.
I hope it's B9. Yes.
Wait. No. No, sorry. This is B7. Okay. Yeah. So, as again, there's that sort of creaking of wood as each and one of you sort of walk up. The wall, as you come up to the next floor, the walls of this dank hallway are covered with scores of portraits depicting grumpy, sad, frightened, and angry people. The figures include humans, elves, halflings, bullywugs, goblins, and other species. The portraits are rendered in a variety of mediums, including paintings, etchings, and sketches. All are displayed in gaudy, gilded frames. A framed oval mirror about 2 feet wide and 5 feet tall hangs in the middle of one wall. So this would be right here, Plum. So that you can see the little dashes across the walls. Those are the portraits, and you have one in that blue one, which happens to be a mirror.
All right. Well,
Are
looks at everyone.
Okay. What do you do? Plum, you can see there to the west, you've got 2 doors at the end of the corridor, and there's one right next to you.
I turn around to everyone. Well, which direction
By the way,
wanna go?
can all of you make me a stealth check? Let's just go, let's get this out of the way. I know that none of you said they were going stealthily, so I'm giving you the... Oh, ooh. Anna.
I guess I'm getting my inspiration back.
Yep. Jesus, guys. Okay.
Stealthy-ish.
Hey. I rolled pretty good for.
Yeah. But if all I'm hoping for you guys is the passive perception is an 11.
With all due respect, I literally made a cupboard fall on me. If they didn't hear that, or notice that.
Stealthy-ish.
Yeah.
Stealthy-ish, indeed.
If everything is in the ish.
So yeah, I'll look to the group and give a sign of point to the right, point to the left. Like, which direction would you like to go?
There's 2 doors here.
Well, that's why I was pointing this door or this door. Well, which one would you like to open?
Pick one.
I clicked out. Okay.
Yeah, she clipped out of the wall there.
Yeah.
Wait. You know what? Let's see if I can't make sure that doesn't happen again.
They all look the same to me, so just pick one.
Oh, okay. I'll waddle to this door here,
Okay.
and
Oh, by the
Uh,
way, about the portraits, do we recognize anyone in the portraits?
No, you don't. They seem to be.
I,
Oh, by the way, Ysdred, as you pass by, did you actually look in the mirror?
let's go at random because she's kind of oblivious.
Okay.
So maybe.
So don't worry about
it. Maybe not. Like even she did. Odd, she did not.
Okay.
She did.
She did. As you pass by the, I guess what's the what expression would you be wearing? Usually, sort of a serious kind of face.
No, very neutral.
Very neutral. Okay.
A bit dreamy.
Hmm.
Usually.
Yeah. As you pass by, you don't recognize anything specific. Okay, just a normal. It seems to be a completely normal mirror. Anna, as you're looking through the portraits, do you happen to glance?
I might indeed. I mean, Anna is not vain, but she's aware of herself enough that she might want to look in a mirror
Okay.
for the first time in who knows how long.
Yeah. So, I guess this might be the first time you see yourself in a mirror. So, as you look into the mirror, what do we see? Knowing that you have a little glowing spot above the top of your
Yeah.
head.
My question is, how high is the mirror hanging? Is it like normal human size?
Yes.
Frog size, or is it?
No, human size. Human height.
Okay. Anna is not the tallest, so she'll probably first see the top of her head in the mirror and then look down. So, firstly, her hair is a mess. Probably sticking out on different sides because of all the exercising and running around and water and everything. Enhanced by the halo that Glint is giving out, so you see all the free hair everywhere.
I would say as we were looking at this, Anna, I mean, what's your reaction?
Probably a little surprised first, realizing that it actually is a mirror, and then she's gonna look a little bit better.
I'll say this,
Closer.
as in that moment of shock is illegible on the reflection's face. It seems completely sort of sullen, emotionless. Think Wednesday Addams.
Yeah, okay.
Just deadpan looking back at you.
She's gonna look I mean, her face wouldn't have changed a whole lot since since the beginning of this adventure, so she's probably just looking at herself, and then if nothing happens, if she notices her face not moving a lot, she'll just do an overly exaggerated grin just to see if that gives a reflection. If that reacts.
Okay.
Really
I
like-
would do exactly. I would do exactly the same thing.
Well, Anna, as you force your that smile on your face,
Uh-huh.
you actually see the reflection sort of shift a little bit as the mirror basically swings inwards, revealing a hidden passage behind.
Yo.
And on that note, we're gonna take a break.
Nice.
And yes, I that's why I was asking Ysdred, do you look any particular, and just basically would have reflect. I don't think you would have noticed the reflection being different.
Yeah, no, that's the wrong character for that.
Yeah. Right. On that note, we're gonna take a quick break. So players, go get something to drink and get something to move. So you know the drill. We've done this a million times. For those watching, thank you for watching, and we will see you next video. This session, next episode. You get the point. See ya.